Hello everybody, it's Maikito, and as always I'm going to start by going over yesterday's picks. The first three from the video missed. Actually, Musiala, Rono, and Muric all missed. Musiala ended at 1, Rono 1, Muric 1. The Musiala one really surprised me considering the fact that, like I said earlier, they had all those injuries. And Bayern in general just played bad. They lost that game. That was the first time that Heidenheim had beat Bayern in their history. But Neto to go over 2.5 saves, that wasn't even close. He ended at 7, hit that one easily. Samba under 3 was a sweat. He had 2 at halftime and didn't get another one in the second half. That one was good for us. That one hit. Svilar under 3 also hit. He only ended at 1. I said Lazio don't have that good of a defense away from home, and the overs that they do hit are against bad teams. That one easily hit. He ended at 1. Odegaard over 45.5 passes hit, and I even said you can take the bump at 48.5 on Price Picks, and I said if he goes over 50.5, don't take him, and that one was right on the money. He ended right at 50, so that one hit. And then Mbappe did DMP because he didn't start. And then when it came to money lines, I was 1 away from the sweep. City money line versus Palace hit easily. Wolves versus West Ham over 2.5. That one hit pretty easily as well. Arsenal versus Brighton. I had the Arsenal money line. Arsenal came through. I think they won 3-0 pretty convincingly. AC Milan money line against Lecce hit as well pretty easily. Leverkusen money line. They only won 1-0. I thought they would score 2. That one, I thought it would score 2, but they only won by 1. And the only one that let us down was the PSG first half 3-way money line. I didn't expect PSG to not play their starters, but looking back at it now, I should have taken that into account considering that they play on Wednesday in the Champions League and they're already ahead in the league, so they were gonna rest their players. But I didn't anticipate that, so that one was just a bad read on my part. And then I did add a couple of plays when it came to the MLS games in the description of the video. I added 3. The only miss was Campana over 2.5 shots, which I think would have hit, but he got injured in the first half, so that was just unlucky. But the other 2 hit. Klish under 2.5 chances created. He ended with 1. That one easily hit. And Bernadeschi under 3 shots ended with only 1. That one easily hit. So always make sure to go back to the video and check out the description in case I add extra plays. I might do that tomorrow or tomorrow as well with the games, just because there are a lot of games and there actually weren't too many that I liked, because a lot of the games in my opinion are going to be pretty close. But always make sure to go to the YouTube, back to the latest video, and check the description in case I do add any more plays. Real quick before I get into the picks, I would appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed to the channel and comment anything. Doesn't matter what it is, it just helps boost the video out to more people. I do want to apologize for yesterday's video. I did, when I edited the video, added like captions on the bottom of the screen with the player names and what the prop was, but I didn't notice that whenever it was uploaded, for some reason they weren't there. So a lot of you guys were asking for the player names, and I just assumed that they were there. They were in the edited version. I just don't know why they didn't translate over to the YouTube, so I do apologize for that, but I'm gonna have graphics up so it won't be an issue this time. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog Fantasy. I have my link down in the description. If you use my code, your first deposit will be matched up to $100, and I really appreciate anybody who uses that code, as well as my Cash App in case you do feel generous and want to send anything. It all helps, doesn't matter what it is. I do all this for free, so anything helps in general. But my first pick is Martin Satriano, playing in the French League 1, playing at home for Brest, going up against Metz. He averages 3.21 per 90, and I say that because he has started like half of the games, but lately he has been playing the full games when he starts. He's over in 3 out of 5 home games, and he's going up against a really bad Mets defense when they play away from home. They allow 18.1 shots away from home, and even at 2.5, I like this. For him to go over, you can take it at 2.5, and at 2, honestly, I think this is a steal. I feel like he'll take 2, especially against a really weak defense. He'll get that third. This is one of those, if he goes over, he'll probably end at 4 or 5. That's why I feel comfortable taking him at 2.5. but I like Satriano to go higher than 2.0 shots. My next pick is actually on paper you might think it's a little risky, but I like it. It is Luis Diaz, lower than 3.5 shots, playing away from home for Liverpool, going up against Man U in the England Premier League. He actually only averages 2 shots away from home, and he's under this mark in 4 out of 5 away league games. Man U, last game, they let us all down with their money line. And the main reason why is because they allow actually 20.2 shots away from home, which is extremely high. I actually think that's the worst. I originally thought it was Luton, but it's actually Man U who allowed the most shots away from home. But they go from 20.2 shots away from home all the way down to 14.5 shots at home, which is a really, really big difference. And I just think this is too high of a line for Luis Diaz to hit, just because that major defensive gap. And after that disappointing loss, Man U are probably going to want to prioritize defense because Liverpool are really good in the attack. But Liverpool have Darwin Nunez, Salah, who take most of the shots. Luis Diaz usually plays down on the wing, runs the ball, and then passes it in to Nunez. And I think this is too high of a mark for him to get 4. You can take him at 3 if you want to, because he could take that 3rd. I just feel pretty confident that he won't take that 4th. So I like Diaz to go lower than 3.5 shots. My third prop, I know this is on Prize Picks. On Underdog, it's at 4.5. But on Prize Picks, it's at 3, and I really like it. It is Steve Mandanda to go higher than 3 saves, playing away from home for Rennes, going up against Monaco. He averages 3.3 saves in general, and now he's going against a really strong Monaco attack, and he's playing them away from home. Monaco averaged 6.2 shots on target at home, and opposing keepers that Monaco have played against have gone over this mark in the last 5 out of 5 home games. And this is one that I would even take at 3.5. Like I said, on Underdog, it's at 4.5, and I think this just might be a little too high of a mark. I feel like he could end at 4. But at 3.0, I think this is an absolute steal. I think he'll absolutely get 3. It's just whether he gets that 4th. And like I said, the opposing keepers has gone over 3, so 4 or more in the last 5 out of 5. So I like Mandanda to go higher than 3 saves. And my last player prop is under the German Bundesliga. It is Jonas Omlin to go lower than 4 saves, playing away from home for Mönchengladbach, going up against Wolfsburg. He's only played 3 games because their main keeper Casteels has got injured. But in those 3 games he's played, he only saved 61.5% of the shots he faces that are on target, and that is really low. That is actually not good at all. He actually has let in 3 goals more than he should have. In those 3 games he conceded 10 goals. So I just think 4 saves is too high of a mark, considering the fact that Wolfsburg really only average 4.6 shots on target, and if they get those 4, 1 or 2 will likely go in because he doesn't save a good percent of his shots. And opposing keepers that have played Wolfsburg at their house have gone under this mark in 4 out of 5 games. And I just think it's a gut feeling that both teams could play defensively, because they both kind of benefit from a draw, because both teams are tied at 28 points in the league, and the relegation zone is at 21. So while they are 7 points ahead, I feel like neither team would want to lose. Both teams benefit in the draw. So I kind of feel like this game could be a draw. So both teams I feel like are going to play defensively, which means less shots. And if they do, he doesn't save a good percentage of them. So I like Omlin to go lower than 4 saves, going up against Wolfsburg. And then I have a couple money line plays. My first one is on the England Premier League. It is a Tottenham money line going up against Nottingham Forest. They have gone higher than this mark, and 11 out of 15 home games. They do really well at home, and they won 2-0 away from home against them earlier in the season. And Nottingham Forest is really weak defensively away from home. And Tottenham are currently 5th place, which leaves them out of a Champions League spot. But they are 2 games behind. They have 2 games in hand, and they need to fight for that Champions League spot. And I feel like Tottenham are going to take care of business against Nottingham Forest, so I like them. My next one is on the France League 1. It is the Brest money line going up against Metz. I kind of talked about this earlier with the Satriano pick. They have a really strong home defense at home. They've only conceded 8 goals at home, and going up against a really weak Mets defense. The first game when Mets played them away from home, sorry, when Brest played Mets away from home, they won 1-0. So Mets couldn't even score against them at home, and now they're playing them away, which is even worse. So this is going to be like a 1-0, 2-0 win for Brest. I think it's going to be easy for them. Even if Mets score 1, I think Brest has what it takes to score 2, so I like them. And my last one is on the Germany Bundesliga. It is the Hoffenheim money line going up against Augsburg at home. This is my gut call for tomorrow. My previous gut calls are 3 for 3, so this is my 4th one. The reason why is because Hoffenheim have lost their last 3 games, but they've all been against really tough teams. And Leverkusen, best team in the world. Frankfurt, tough defense that they played away from home. And Stuttgart, who are also like 3rd place in the league and are also a really strong team. And now they are going up against a weaker defense, and now they're playing at home against Augsburg. And I feel like this game is going to go, the determining factor is who scores more goals, because both teams are kind of weaker on the defensive side. But now Hoffenheim are going to be playing their Weghorst, Maximilian Baer, and their Kramaric attack combo up top. And I think that's what they're going to need and what they're going to rely on to be able to beat Augsburg. And you can get this at plus money, and I just trust Hoffenheim to beat Augsburg. So that's just my gut call, and those are my 3 money line plays. Thank you for watching the video and watching it all the way through. Make sure that if you see any picks you like, to do your own research as well, at least a little bit. That way, if you like it as well, that just makes the picks even better. Don't just blindly tell anything. And another thing is that I know a lot of you guys just take all the money lines or all the player props and just put them in one parlay, and that's all you do. And while you can do that, that's long term wise, and it's not a good way to profit, just because all you need is one to miss and you fail. And the goal is to hit 60% of the player props. So usually what I recommend is just splitting them up into 2-mans. And for example, if you have 4 people that you like, what I do is I split them up into 2 different props, 2 different 2-mans, and then put those into 2-man power plays, and then put them together into a 4-man power play. That way, as long as one of the 2-mans hits, you profit no matter what, whether you miss one. And if both of them hit, then obviously the 4-man hits, and you profit on all of them. So try to split them up into 2-mans if you actually want to profit long term wise every day. And with the money line, same thing as well. You can put them all into one if you want to. But for example, what I would do with tomorrow's, since the Hoffenheim play is plus money line and the other ones aren't, I will do the Hoffenheim money line on its own as one slip. That way you can profit no matter what. And then do a 2-leg parlay with the Tottenham and Brest money line. And then put all of them into one. That way, as long as the Hoffenheim one hits, you'll be mainly at a profit. Just pretty much cut your losses pretty much. Just try not to play all of them into one parlay, and if you do, make sure to split them up, just because it's just a smarter thing to do. I just want you guys to profit long term. I usually don't tell you guys how to pair them, but I kind of want to give you strategies on how I do them. There's different ways to play them. Like I said, I want everybody to profit, and hopefully we do that tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for watching, and hopefully we can cash out tomorrow.